Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel also Gunnar. How you all getting on out there, guys? Greetings from dark overcast London. I hope you're all keeping well, guys. I'm just going to start as I always do by thanking everybody for your continued support to my channel over the last 3 years, guys, since 2018. Thank you for all your likes, your subscribes and your comments. I really appreciate it. Just a second here, let me get this in order. Thank you, like I said, guys. Your support means a lot to me, so yeah, thank you very much for that. It's been a great couple of weeks for Arsenal, guys. We're winning games on the bounce like there's no tomorrow, smashing in goals. Of course, the team won yesterday in the EFL. They won against Sunderland 5-1 at the Emirates, so a great result for the team. I'm sure you're as happy as I am about it. It was just a fantastic result. So it really boosted the team. I mean, it's been a real boost. McManus sent us in, guys. First guy in. He's our leader, eyes. McManus sends. Yes. How's it, sir? Not too bad. It's going well. I'm keeping well, man. I just moved out to West London of all places, believe it or not. Not North London. I'm out now in West London, so it's good. Just moved in yesterday, so still getting used to the new place. Thought I'd just have the white wall behind me for this one, but yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, enjoying life in London. I'm happy to say. But yeah, anybody that hasn't, check out this man's channel, the McManus Sense. Like his videos, subscribe to his channel, and if you subscribe, make sure you click on the notifications bell to get notified every time he uploads content. He's uploading a lot of quality content, guys. I'm not going to go into what the channel is. That's for you to discover. So we'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's for you to discover, guys. Actually, to see and to find out what his channel is all about. I'm not actually going to help you with that. That's your job. That's your mission if you choose to accept it. But yeah, great result for the Arsenal at the moment. And the team are really flying. Apart from yesterday's cup win at home to Sunderland, now we're into the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. In the league, we've been absolutely on fire. I mean, we lost 2, but we won 3 on the bounce, which makes me think, what could we actually do if we actually had a proper coach? What could we achieve? But yeah, like I said, guys, I just want to thank everybody for your continued support on my channel since I started it 3 years ago. Thank you for all your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that supported my channel. I'm closing in on monetization now, so that is the aim, of course, of every YouTuber when they start out. So I'm looking forward to achieving that, and it's going to be fun. And thank you to everybody for joining me along the way. Okay, let me just go to this here. Let me actually check about the... Here we go. All right. Let me just go onto the page here. Of course, yesterday's EFL Cup game, guys, Carabao Cup game, quarterfinal. We're now into the semi-final after yesterday's win. 59,000 people attended it, guys, at the Emirates. Arsenal won the game 5-1. 3 goals from Eddie Nketiah in the 17th, 49th, and 58th minute. 1 goal from Nicolas Pepe in the 27th minute, and a goal from Charlie Patino 1 minute into added on time. And Broadhead, he responded for Sunderland after 31 minutes. But by then, really after that, it was just a whitewash. You know what I mean? Arsenal were 2-0 up at that point. They got it back to 2-1, then I went to 5-1. And then Nketiah scores a hat-trick, guys, to steer Arsenal into the Carabao Cup semi-finals. 1 goal from Nicolas Pepe and another one from 18-year-old debutant Charlie Patino secured their passage into the Final Four. It was a good day at the office, guys. Trust me, no doubt about it. A lot of players were rested. Ramsdale was rested. I mean, if anyone deserves a rest, it's that man. But yeah, Ramsdale was rested for the game, guys. Leno started in goal. But yeah, striker Nketiah and Nicolas Pepe got Arsenal on their way in the first half at the Emirates Stadium before Nathan Broadhead pulled one back for the League One side. 2 more finishes from Eddie Nketiah after the break sealed a comprehensive win. However, while 18-year-old Charlie Patino rounded off a fine night for the Gunners with a late goal on his senior debut. Yeah, Nketiah stole the show, really, guys. He's been doing very well for the club. 3 top-class finishes. Mikel Arteta made 9 changes, guys, and he reverted back to a more traditional Carabao Cup lineup. Emile Smith-Rowe returned to the starting lineup while there was still no room for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the squad. Sunderland boss Lee Johnson named a strong side, making just 2 changes from the draw with Ipswich at the weekend. Nketiah gave Arsenal the lead on 17 minutes as he showed off his predatory instincts. That was a good result all around, guys, a good performance. Then Pepe doubled the advantage 10 minutes later. It was a good performance all around. It was very, very good. Let me just leave that comment up there from the McManus Sense. Like I said, guys, if you haven't checked out his channel, check it out. It's the McManus Sense. Like his videos, subscribe to his channel. Make sure you click on the notifications bell that you get notified every time the man uploads content. He's uploading a lot of quality content right now, so I'll big up himself. But yeah, guys, it's like that. Arsenal are really going well at the moment. I mean, they're banging in the goals. The whole situation with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's to say what's going to happen? I find it very hard to think or to feel that he's actually going to stay with the club. You know, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Bit of technical difficulties there, but I'm back. But yeah, the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, I for one am very, very happy with it. It was a tough start to the season for the club, and everyone should know out there, I still am. I remain Mikel Arteta out. I haven't changed my mind in that regard. I want the man out of the club, but at least we're winning a couple of games. But it does beg the question, guys, if we had a better manager, a more experienced manager, like Antonio Conte that went to Spurs, for example, what could we actually achieve at the club? Even like Patrick Vieira, in my opinion, he's light years ahead of Mikel Arteta. What could we actually achieve at the football club? The players we have are very, very good. The young players have proved how good they are. But if we could actually harness that, bring it more to the fore, what's actually achievable at the club? I think there's a hell of a lot achievable, but we need a better coach. I honestly think with the players we have, if we made a couple of signings, strengthened the midfield and the forwards, I honestly think we could have a crack off the league title. I'm not saying win it, but we could have a crack off it with a better manager. I think we would be up there. We would be challenging. And God knows we need one of these wins, guys. And dare I say it, but actually beat one of the big 3. Actually beat Chelsea, Liverpool, or Manchester City. Something we haven't done in a while. It's a real plus that Aubameyang is not playing. I might come in for a bit of criticism of that, but to be honest, I don't care. I'm happy that he's not playing. The team has been given a new lease of life since he stepped out of line, and I'm very, very happy for that because they're firing on all cylinders. They're banging in goals left, right, and centre. The team is going very, very well right now, and I'm very happy about it. We're going great. I mean, the team is performing very well. Long may it continue. It is going to be a tough end to the season. I honestly can't see us staying in 4th position. I can't see that actually happening. I don't think we're going to hold on to that position with Mikel Arteta at the helm. Absolutely not. I just can't see it happening. That's all there is about it. McManus Sense in with a comment. Welcome along to the show, man. I appreciate it. I bigged up your channel. I don't know where you're listening, but I bigged up your YouTube channel. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to tell you what this man's YouTube channel is about. That's for you to get a surprise. That's going to be a secret. I want you to go and find out for yourselves what the man's channel is about. But like his videos, subscribe to his channel, and make sure you click on the notifications bell that you get notified every time he uploads, guys. He's uploading a lot of quality content right now. And McManus says Arteta is not the man to take us to the next level. We need a higher caliber manager. Yeah, Zidane's out there, but Arsenal arms are home and home. We're in between both things, and we never kind of get the manager we want. We always just kind of settle for second best, so to speak, and that's been unfortunate for us. That's been unfortunate for us. I agree with you 110%. He's not the man to take us to the next level. He's already taken us beyond his wildest dreams, I'd imagine. But with the players we have, with the quality we have on the field, it's very hard to actually picture and figure out and see how this is actually going to happen, because with him as coach, I think we're on hiding to nothing. And I always mention the younger players at the club. It's terrible to see them there with the quality they have, with the ability they have, and being coached by Mikel Arteta. We're always going to struggle in that regard. Soon we're going to be playing Manchester City. Soon we're going to be playing, sorry about that, guys. Soon we're going to be playing Manchester City. I think that's on January the 1st, and I honestly think that's going to be a very, very, very hard game. I think it's going to be a tough challenge. Who knows what's going to happen in that regard? We just have to see the way things work out. But for me, it's going to be a very, very tough game against Manchester City, and I think they're going to beat us hands down. That is the yardstick that you have to measure yourself on. If we can't compete against them, if we can't take the 3 points against a team like Manchester City, that tells you how far away we are from actually challenging. We're never going to get there. And with Arteta as coach, Guardiola's going to have him for breakfast. I mean, it's a no-brainer. There's no competition between the two managers. One guy is vastly more experienced than the other. I'd like to see Patrick Vieira have a shot at the title. I mean, have a shot at the actual managing Arsenal. He is an Arsenal legend after all. Mikel Arteta is not. That's how I see things. Let me just check out a couple of things there now, guys. See what's going on. Great win against Sunderland, guys. We can't really complain about it. Arteta, he was praising Eddie Nketiah's display after his hat-trick in yesterday's match, guys. He's delighted the team were into the semis. It's good that we rested. It's good that we rested Aaron Ramsdale, because to be honest, he's not been rested. We could get into a bit of trouble there, you know. He's been playing a lot of games. But it was League One opposition we were up against, guys. But with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang still out in the cold at Arsenal, Eddie Nketiah, guys, he did his own reputation. Absolute no harm at all, guys, with a lethal performance. They were clinical, instinctive finishes. They've definitely provided food for thought for Arteta ahead of a busy run of fixtures during the festive period. Maybe he can come on and do something. But for me, Martinelli's the man to lead the front line. Himself and Lacazette. Martinelli all day long. You know what I mean? Like picking Nketiah over Martinelli is like picking Leno over Aaron Ramsdale. It's just a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Let's go to the Premier League, guys. Of course, our last league game, that was the EFL Cup against Sunderland, but our last league game, last time out, we won away to Leeds 4-1. We gave them a right battering. And then in the road, they got absolutely stuffed. So, yeah, it is what it is, guys. We've been going well. We've been going well enough. But let me just get back into that. The league table, the way it's looking now, Manchester City are first. 18 games played, 14 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Goals for 44, goals against 9, a goal difference of 35, guys, and they've got 44 points. Last 5 games in the PL for City, they've won the 5 of them, guys. 5 straight greens there, guys. So they're going well. Liverpool are in second place, 18 played, 12 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, 50 goals for, but 15 against. They have exactly the same goal difference as Man City. 3 points less. They're on 41 points. They've won 4 out of the last 5. The last game being the drawn game against Spurs. So that draw against Spurs really knocked the stuffing out of them. Klopp was absolutely livid, guys, because of a Harry Kane tackle. Of course, I think Robertson got sent off for Liverpool in that game, which angered Klopp further. For me, the Kane tackle was a red card. But of course, Klopp is annoyed because they dropped these 2 important points and now they find themselves 3 points behind City. So that kind of add insult to injury for Jurgen Klopp. He went off the rails a little bit there. He was very, very annoyed about it, which I can understand because they're after falling behind City in the pecking order. It's going to be difficult to get that 3-point advantage back with the way Pep Guardiola's team are playing. Jurgen Klopp was absolutely gone nuts about that. like I said, which I can understand, but it is what it is. They're in second place. They're on Man City's shoulder, so there's a lot to play for. Chelsea, they've gone off the boil completely in the last couple of games. They've only had 2 wins out of the last 5, and that includes a loss and 2 draws. They drew the last 2 games, so they've taken 2 points from a possible 6. Yeah, Thomas Tuchel's side are under a little bit of pressure, guys. They're in third. They've 18 games played, 11 wins, so 1 less than Liverpool, 3 less than Man City. They've drawn 5. They've lost 2. Goals for 39. Goals against 12. A goal difference of 27. 38 points. Then come the Gunners, guys, the glorious Gunners. 18 games played, 10 wins, 2 draws, 6 losses. Goals for 27, goals against 23. We have a goal difference of 4. Oh, man. We've got 32 points. I don't know how we got 32 points. We've only 4 goals. The goal difference of +4. But anyway, we lost 2 games in that 5. So we lost the first 2 of the last 5. We won the last 3. So it's not been going too bad. And West Ham, matches played 17, wins 8, draws 4, losses 5, goals for 28, goals against 21, and goal difference is 7. They're on 28 points, but they have a game in hand on Arsenal. But the way their form is, that could go anyway. United are on 16 games played, in 6th position. They're on 16 games played, 8 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses, 26 goals for, 24 goals against. Almost as bad as Arsenal. They're actually worse than us. They've +2 goal difference, 27 points. So they're 5 points behind us, but they have 2 games in hand. And United have won the last 3, just like Arsenal. We'll have to see how that goes. The Spuds, they're down in 7th. They're on 26 points. Then come Wolves in 8th, Leicester in 9th, and Villa in 10th. Palace, Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira's team, are just outside the top 10 guys in 11th place. They're not going too bad, Palace. Bottom 3, Burnley, Newcastle, and Norwich. Very, very, very difficult. It's going to be very tough. You'll have to see how that works out with them. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a very, very tough situation going on there. Arsenal, though, they're riding high. Let me check their next game. Like I said, they have a massive game coming up on New Year's Day against Manchester City. But on Sunday, so this Sunday, guys, the 22nd of December, St. Stephen's Day, Boxing Day here in the UK. It's Norwich against Arsenal at 3 p.m. Norwich hosting Arsenal. City are playing Leicester. Spurs are playing Palace. Interesting one. I hope Vieira can get one over on his old rival Spurs. Liverpool are playing Leeds. Wolves are hosting Watford. West Ham are hosting Southampton. Tottenham hosting Palace. Norwich, of course, like I said, hosting Arsenal. Man City hosting Leicester. Tough games there for City. Burnley hosting Everton. Aston Villa are hosting Chelsea. Tough one for Chelsea. I think they'll win that one, though. Brighton host Brentford. And on Monday, it's Newcastle against Manchester United in Newcastle at St. James's Park. On the 28th, Arsenal host Wolves. And on the 1st of January, it's Arsenal against Manchester City at the Emirates. That's going to be a big one, guys. And in the other games, Chelsea, Liverpool on the 2nd of January. Chelsea hosting Liverpool. That is going to be a monumental game. I mean, an enormous match there. That could go anywhere. Just a little look ahead to those games, guys. A lot of big games coming up there. A lot of huge clashes ahead. So we'll have to see how that works out, you know. But it is what it is. Hard to say really which way they're going to go. But one thing for sure for me is for Arsenal, guys, with Arteta as coach, we may be up in 4th now, but there's not a hope in hell, not a chance in hell we're going to hold on to that position. Holding on to 4th place with the quality of the teams that are around us, I honestly can't see that. I can't see that being the case at all. I just don't know how or where those performances are going to come from. I honestly can't see it happening. But yeah, prove me wrong, Arsenal. Prove me wrong. I know you won't. You know what I mean? With the players we have at our disposal, with the quality we have there, for that to be the case, then I mean it's going to be a tough one, you know. It's going to be a tough one. Just a bit of promotion of my channel, guys. I'm just going to promote my channel a little bit there. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Just drumming up a little bit of support there for my channel, as you have to do. You know what I mean? As us amateur YouTubers have to do. We have to get stuck into it. But yeah, it's like I will have to see the way that works out. But it is what it is. It's going to be tough for Arsenal, I feel. The whole fourth place position, I honestly can't see it. There's a lot of competition out there. Let me just look at some of the other news stories now, guys, coming in football. Let me just check that out there. All right, let's see what's going on with this. I'm on the Sky Sports page here, guys. Anyone, of course, can access that. Let me just see what's going on. Looks like Tottenham are playing West Ham tonight. It's going to be a big one, guys. Haaland is getting even better and better. The Premier League signing of the season so far. It's like Aaron Ramsdale is maybe in for a shout at that. Let's see, the football writers at Sky Sports are picking their top summer boys. Who they have in the list is Aaron Ramsdale, Arsenal, who has been the Premier League signing of the season so far. The Sky Sports football writers had to say. Aaron Ramsdale's 30 million arrival in Arsenal was met with widespread scepticism following back-to-back relegations with Sheffield United and Bournemouth, but his doubters are quiet now. The 23-year-old has been outstanding since ousting Bernd Leno as Mikel Arteta's first-choice goalkeeper, helping the Gunners turn their season around following the 3-game losing streak which threatened to plunge the club into crisis back in August. Since his debut in a 1-0 win over Norwich later that month, he has kept 8 clean sheets and 15 Premier League appearances, a total second to only Manchester City's Henderson in the division. There have been sensational saves such as acrobatic stop from James Maddison against Leicester in October, and dazzling pieces too. Indeed, as well as providing a formidable last line of defence, Ramsdale has transformed Arsenal's build-up play. Aaron Ramsdale, guys, stats for this season: 53 saves, that's a PL ranked of 6th. Clean sheets 8, that's a PL ranked of 3rd. Errors leading to a goal 0, that's a 1st. Losses caught 14, he's 6th. Goals prevented 4.2, he's 2nd with that. Ramsdale has given Arsenal exactly what they needed. Next player, Conor Gallagher, Crystal Palace. This is for the signing, guys, signing of the season. With the new year fast approaching, Conor Gallagher can look back on a breakout. For those who know, he's an incredible player, that guy. An incredible player, Gallagher. My God, what a player. He's a serious player. He deserves to be in contention for that. Nice to see somebody tuning in for, I think, the first time on my channel. Maybe I'm wrong. Welcome along. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Just a bit of a quiet one now, a bit of a calm one. Yeah, but I'm just talking about the players that are actually going to be picked for possibly player of the season in the Premier League. Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale is in with a shout. Conor Gallagher, he's also in with a shout. But yeah, welcome along to the show, Daniel, man. I hope you're keeping well. It's nice to have you here. Not many people watching right now at the moment, but that's all right. I'm keeping my channel going. I'm live streaming as I can. I think I'm going to hit monetization roughly in, I'd say, end of March, start of April. My channel will be fully monetized. So I'm closing in on the total I need. I need 4,000 watch hours. I'm currently at 2,800. So I've had a 2,500 increase in the last 4 months. So it's going well. The channel has taken off. I'm pushing forward to monetization, which is going to happen, I think, March, April of next year. So it, of course, is the target, the aim of every YouTuber to get to monetization. And that's what I'm doing. As you can see, I'm in need of a bit of a shade, but it is what it is, you know. But let's see what happens in that time. Huh? Let's see what goes on. But yeah, we'll have to see the way it works out. It is what it is. Black Man has sent in with a comment, guys. Still here, but just doing my shopping. Yeah, what are you buying? I was out in Asda today, snooping around with the wife. I got caught in just the madness. There was just people going nuts. Thank you. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. No, I'm not doing too bad. Thanks for asking. I'm keeping the sunny side up. It's been a couple of challenging weeks for me personally, but I'm still smiling at the end. And looking forward to the new year. To be honest, I'm looking forward to the new year. Put this year behind me and moving on. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Let's just put that comment up there. The man is doing the shopping. He's probably being dragged into it, though, in fairness. He can't get out of it. But yeah, I hope you like my Venezuelan tan, Daniel. I hope you think it's worthy. I still have a little bit of the Venezuelan tan. So it's not gone completely. And on my legs and everywhere, not just there. But yeah, good times, good times. Good times in Venezuela. But yeah. Let's see what's going on with the rest of it, guys. Like I said, the players that are in contention for Premier League signing of the season, Aaron Ramsdale. Then you have Conor Gallagher of Crystal Palace. His summer loan move to Crystal Palace has continued to bring the best out of him. He's a player that Arsenal should be looking for. In my opinion, they should try to make a break and try to sign this player. He's a very, very talented player. Would be well worth it. His summer loan move to Palace, guys, is after bringing the best out of him. To those people that have followed his career at Chelsea or in temporary spells at Charlton Athletic, Swansea and then West Brom alone will not be overly surprised. 21-year-old has shined in most games for Palace. He tops the charts in most attacking areas. He ranks first in the squad for goals. 6 goals, guys. 3 assists. 14 shots on target. He's created 29 chances, would you believe? Vieira, of course, the Arsenal legend, ex-Arsenal player, has said that he's of course the manager of Palace. He says that he's impressed by Conor Gallagher's work ethic after scoring 6 times in 15 Premier League appearances so far this season alone from Chelsea. While there's plenty of focus on his attacking play, he's not afraid to make those key tackles and contribute defensively. He's second in the Crystal Palace team for most tackles. And fifth, he's got 44 tackles and 5th for interceptions. He scored 6 goals, guys. I mean, but this guy is a serious player. He's a serious contributor. He's always in the danger zone or close. You know what I mean? Always in the danger zone or close by. That is Conor Gallagher. He's a fantastic, fantastic player. All right, let me crack this on. Given that Patrick Vieira was one of the best midfielders of his generation, it only makes sense that Gallagher is consistently improving under his guidance. Much like his manager Vieira, Gallagher has all the makings to be the best midfielder of the current young generation of stars. He want to go some way to be a player as good as Patrick Vieira. Vieira was something serious, but he's definitely a top player. He caught my eye, I think, maybe 2 games ago. God, I can't remember who Palace were playing, but Gallagher, to me, he stood out. Like his 2 goals were breathtaking. I mean, he swept the ball in. It was incredible the way he was playing. You know what I mean? He's another one just like Ramsdale. But Ramsdale now is in line for 1-2. Maybe he'll be the player, the signing of the season. He's in contention. But to be honest, when I actually saw Ramsdale had signed for Arsenal, I was very critical of Ramsdale. But when I saw his performances, he made me shut my mouth. You know what I mean? And that's all it was about it. An incredible, incredible, incredible player. An unbelievable talent. Ramsdale is a very, very, very good goalkeeper, and he made me eat my words. Stuffed him down my throat. You know what I mean? So I didn't think much of him. He's been incredible. Alright, let's crack on with this. So I had an idea. Let me know what you think. I'm actually thinking at some point of doing like a 12-hour live stream. 12 hours long. That must be some kind of world record. Excuse me. I'm thinking of doing a 12-hour live stream. So let me know what you think about that. Imagine that actually 12 hours straight. That would boost my my watch hours no end. I mean, they would be incredible after that. Very powerful. So let me know what you think of my idea. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea. Let me know what you think. Okay, moving on. Takehiro Tomiyasu, the Arsenal right back. He also is picked for maybe the signing of the season, guys. So he's gone up against teammate Aaron Ramsdale. There's plenty of criticism of Arsenal's summer business in the days and weeks after the transfer window closed. The Gunners' performances so far this season have shown it was a very good window for Mikel Arteta on the side. And the signing that typifies that is Takehiro Tomiyasu. Arsenal's move for the Japan international, who moved to North London from Bologna for 19.8 million on deadline day, was questioned, but he's hardly put a foot wrong since his arrival at the club. The 23-year-old has made the right-back position his own with his physical, no-nonsense style, his decision-making under pressure, and his ability in the air, making 15 appearances in the Premier League. He's been doing well. But yeah, total tackles, 27. That's first in the club. Aerial duels won, 43. First again. Duels won, 87. Also a first. Touches, 1,085. Also a first. The final third passes attempted, he's third in that. Very, very good. His stats are major league. His performances have stood out in an Arsenal side that have improved no end since losing the opening 3 games of the season to Brentford, Chelsea and Man City. Improvements in the Gunners' defence is also clear for all to see with Tomiyasu impressing, alongside goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale and defenders Ben White, Gabriel and Kieran Tierney and Nuno Tavares. His contribution was even pointed out by Sky Sports pundit Gary Neville during Arsenal's 4-1 win over Leeds, and the former Manchester United right-back mentioned the improvements in White's game since Tomiyasu's arrival. I like him, Neville said. He's made a big difference to Ben White at right centre-back. Yeah, he has. No doubt about it. Next guy up that could be in line for the signing of the season in the Premier League, Emmanuel Dennis, Watford. What can you say about this guy? He's an absolute tank. He's a machine. He's just a monster on the field. Anyway, Emmanuel Dennis, Watford. What a player. This guy is terrifying. It scares me. He's a monster out there. I'd never want to play against him. Not in a million years would I put myself in for that kind of treatment. Anyway, let's get down to it. Big up anyway to Daniel G for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning into my live stream. Also to McManus Sense. If you can, Danielle, if you can, man, play my old School Gunner playlist. Just let that thing run and run and run. If you have a device, excuse me, if you have a device that you're not using, just plug it in and just let it run all through the night if possible. I would appreciate it. Just play my old School Gunner playlist and get those watch hours up for me. I would appreciate it big time if you could do that for me, Daniel. That would help me a lot. Bring things a little bit closer for the OSG after all the hard work I've been putting in. But Emmanuel Dennis, guys, at Watford, he is in line also, along with Tomiyasu, along with Conor Gallagher at Crystal Palace, and along with Aaron Ramsdale at Arsenal. With those three, he's also in line for possibly the Premier League signing of the season. It's interesting that many of the most expensive or high-profile signings this summer They haven't made it into the list. Emmanuel Dennis at Watford is another example of a smart piece of scouting and a bargain buy that's actually paying off. The Nigerian cost Watford 3.5 million from Club Rouge, according to his agent. And with 7 goals and 5 Premier League assists, only Mohamed Salah has more goal contributions so far this season. With key man Ismaila Sarr injured, Dennis has stepped up. His goals against Manchester United, Leicester and Chelsea underline his appetite for the big stage. And speaking to Sky Sports earlier this month, as Claudio Ranieri tipped the pacey, direct 24-year-old forward, who's previously been linked with United and Arsenal for the top. His stats, guys: 7 goals scored. It's a club rank of first. Shots on target 16, another club rank of first. Assists for Watford 5, another first. Touches in the opposition box 69, another first. And duels 1, another first, guys. An incredible total 94. He's a monster, like I'm telling you, guys. His stats are just wow. He has a goal and an assist on the opening weekend against Aston Villa Cotier, but his emphatic form in recent weeks is just Dennis is now fully up to speed. With key winnable fixtures coming up for Ranieri's relegation threat Watford, the hope will be Dennis can prove to be an even better buy in the second half of the campaign to pull the Hornets away from danger. His value is already on the rise, guys. Let me just check back on this here. Alright, let me just keep going with that there. Alright. Another player, guys, that could be the Premier League signing of the season is Tino Livramento at Southampton. I hope I pronounced that right. The Saints have not been enjoying the best form at the moment, needless to say. Arsenal stuffed them even, but the signing of Tino Livramento was a coup. At just 5 million, the 19-year-old arrived from Chelsea in the summer and was thrown into the fold instantly, playing all but 4 minutes in the Saints' Premier League campaign. The energetic right back has been one of Southampton's best players, mature beyond his years without the ball and direct with it. Among defenders in the Premier League, he ranks top for fouls won, third highest for duels won, second for dribbles attempted, second for recoveries, and second for possession won. Wow. Against every other player in the Premier League in his position. That's very good. Along the line, he's got 3 firsts there. He's first for total tackles for Saints, first for duels won, first for fouls won, second for interceptions, and second for crosses attempted. Saints boss Ralph Hasenhüttl admitted to Sky Sports in November that they had to beat off competition from elsewhere to sign Livramento, but the promise of first-team football swayed it. He's a serious player, Hasenhüttl said. He's well developed. I know his father and his mother are taking care of him, and we only got him because we told him what plans we have for him. On the surface, it may look like Chelsea have let a gem go cheap, but a reported buyback clause of 38 million is also looking good value. Next up, Jose Sa at Wolves. Jose Sa arrived as an uncapped 28-year-old signed from Olympiacos to replace his highly regarded compatriot Rui Patricio at Wolves. But the Portuguese goalkeeper has been a revelation at Molineux and must be regarded as one of the signings of the season. Wolves have conceded only 2 goals in their last 7 Premier League games, and one of those was the controversial penalty against Manchester City. They have the 3rd best defensive record in the competition, and Sa deserves huge credit for his role in that. Statistically, the expected goals data suggests that he has prevented more goals than any other goalkeeper. Wolves had conceded only 14, but on average, based on the type, location, and direction of the shots faced, Sa should have let in 18.4 goals. It's not just his shot stopping that has been impressive, his distribution has been a huge asset, even providing an assist for Raul Jimenez's winner against Southampton. No goalkeeper in the Premier League has created more chances than he has. Wow. Even more than Aaron Ramsdale. And you all know the kind of form Ramsdale is in, guys. He's an incredible player. Sa also ranks joint top alongside Hugo Lloris and Alisson for the most accurate keeper sweepings. His proactive style helping Wolves to play with a higher line. Not only one of the signings of the season, but a man who has had a transformative impact on his team. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay. big news coming in there, guys. More interesting. Well, at the moment, as I speak, guys, 22nd of December, it's Granada 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Tonight comes up the EFL Cup, Brentford, Chelsea. Also Liverpool, Leicester. Arsenal are into the semi-finals, so let's see when the draw is made. Who are we going to get? Tottenham are still in there against West Ham. It's a tough one. La Liga tonight is Atletico Bilbao against Real Madrid. A big game coming up there. Ferran Torres, Barcelona agreed 55 million transfer deal to sign Man City forward. Wow. Wow. Barcelona are to pay an initial 46.7 million for Manchester City forward Ferran Torres, reportedly 8.5 million in add-ons. Torres is currently sidelined with a foot injury. A serious player. Wow. Well, it tells you what about Man City and the players they have that they're willing to sell a player like him. He's an incredible player. But yeah. Alright. We'll just keep going with that there. I see there's 4 people tuning in. Thank you to everybody for tuning into my live stream. Sorry, it's not setting the world on fire at the moment, but it is what it is. Thank you for all your likes, your subscribes, and your comments on my channel. Like this video of me. Subscribe to my channel, Old School Gunner, if you haven't already. Don't forget to click on the notification bell that you get notified every time I upload content. Comment in the comment section below also, and let me know what you think, guys, of everything I've been talking about, and who you think is going to be the Premier League signing of the season. In general, yeah, not just for Arsenal. Let me know what you think about that. City will have made, like, if Ferran Torres is going to Barcelona, they will at least 32 million euro on a player that they paid Valencia around 20 million for in 2020. It's a big win for City. They're making big money on that, at least more than double their money. They've not paid any of the agreed add-ons to Valencia due to the limited time he spent at the Etihad. Barcelona regard Torres as one of Spain's rising talents, and have money to spend in January after recently receiving sizable investment via bank loan. The relationship with City is also strong. City officials, including Tigitsi Belgiristain and Fernand Soriano, used to work for Barca president Joan Laporta during his previous reign at the club. Torres, 21, has played only 4 times in the Premier League this season. Yeah. But to be honest, it tells you if Man City are willing to let a player like him go, they must have a lot of talented players on the side. Barca have also shown interest in signing Raheem Sterling, but City want to keep him, and he has recently returned some of his best form in a City shirt. Torres, 21, has played only 4 times in the Premier League this season, scoring twice and once more in the Champions League. He has been sidelined since October with a foot injury suffered on international duty with Spain. It's interesting they're willing to let a player like him go, but like I said, obviously, guys, they have a lot of strength depth at City, and it's not a problem for them, to be honest. Let's see what else is going on. Real Madrid tracking Liverpool's Gomez. Newcastle's January transfer plans. Jesus. Transfer plans, they're only making that absolutely... You know what I mean? All the games previewing here. Scottish previews. Mikel Arteta giving his views. Nketiah's hat-trick. Arteta talking about fearless Martinelli. Let's see what he's got to say about Martinelli here. Because Martinelli has been playing very good for Arsenal recently. There's an honesty and a real work rate about the player. He's not like the way Aubameyang has been. McManus, I'm back. 12-hour stream sounds good, mate. Also, no misses with me when I did the shopping. Hence why it was done so quick and I'm crying after seeing what thought was that. I thought, yeah, exactly. I actually have that too when I go out doing it. I don't know, you'd be crying at the till when you come up to it. I don't know, money doesn't grow on cheese and such. But yeah, especially when you're working a low-paid job in London like I am. But yeah, McManus, since I'm back, 12-hour stream sounds good. Yeah, it'll be a bit of fun, you know. I'll have to organise it, I'll have to plan it. at some point in the new year, and it would be fun to do it. It would be a hell of an undertaking, but I'm sure a lot of different people will tune in all through the day. And I get my watching was right up there where they belong. A real shot in the arm for the channel at the start of the year. It would be good, to push it up there. You never know. I get a lot of I get a lot of notice for people. A lot of people would be interested in it, and it would be very good. I'm just waffling on now to for another couple of hours to boost my channel a bit now, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it has to be done, as they say. So yeah, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Arteta is praising informed Arsenal forwards' willingness to take risks. He's praising Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah, Martinelli deserves that. He's been incredible for Arsenal so far. He deserves it. His willingness to take risks has been praised by Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, who believes the informed forward is developing into a well-rounded player. And he is. He's a fantastic, fantastic player. 3 goals in his last 2 appearances against West Ham and Leeds. Saw the 20-year-old Brazilian catch the eye as Arsenal moved into the Premier League top 4. His contributions also took some of the focus off former captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's continued omission because of a disciplinary breach. Yeah. Martinelli trains incredibly hard. He is always willing to do more, and he is not scared or afraid to take risks. And that is what I like about him. That's what Arteta said of Martinelli. He scored 4 times in his last 6 league games. And you cannot play every action at 100 miles an hour. It is impossible. It is not very efficient for you because you burn yourself out after a few minutes. And then you're chasing a situation, not reading exactly what is needed. Gabby is doing much better at that. You have to try to do that without losing the passion, the energy, and this capacity he has to just affect the game with the way he acts on the pitch. Arteta also praised Martinelli's willingness to press and chase down loose balls and his ability to play on the shoulder of defense for using his pace to get in behind the opposition. And he's very good at all of that. Every time the ball is 50-50, he's going to chase it and he's going to use his body, his speed, his technical ability to get away from you. And you have to be careful because he can attack you 1 versus 1. He can attack your back. He can make movements off the ball. He's a real threat in front of goal, Arteta added. Arteta proud of progress on 2-year managerial anniversary. Mikel Arteta has reflected with pride on Arsenal's progress on the 2nd anniversary of his appointment as Arsenal's club manager. 39-year-old, who was named as the permanent replacement for Unai Emery on December 22, 2019, believes Arsenal can continue to look to the future with excitement. Overcoming a difficult start to the season, Arteta has guided Arsenal into the Premier League top 4, following a run of 3 consecutive wins: 3-0 v Southampton, 2-0 v West Ham, 4-0 success away to Leeds. It's been an incredible journey, and I am really happy and proud with the company that I have had on the journey at Henderson. I would say we have been through different phases throughout these 2 years. A phase where straight away we had to pick up results and try to turn around the situation we were in. Then we had the 2 trophies, which was a big lift and great memories, apart from not having the people or supporters with us to enjoy that one. Then a year where we had everything. We had COVID. We had so many changes around the club from top to bottom, and a really difficult one to manage, with some difficult moments, and then finishing the season in a really strong way. Takahiro Tomiyasu was among the summer recruits for Arsenal as the club continued to rebuild. Yeah, they seriously need to rebuild. McManus maybe do a transfer deadline day 12-hour stream. Wow, that would be. Yeah, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Taib Hussein, hi Dave. Hey Taib, how are you getting on, man? Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Arteta should celebrate his wedding anniversary on his 2 years at Arsenal. Lavo, look. He should celebrate just being alive. You know what I mean? The way he's been handling the club at times, I'm surprised there hasn't been a lynch mob waiting outside the stadium from waiting outside his home. You know what I mean? I think if a lot of people knew where Arteta lived, they'd be outside his home with balaclavas on. Let's be honest about it. You know what I mean? The way Benjamin Mendy got it, that would be nothing compared to the hatred that Arteta would get. Just let me break off there for a second, guys. Just got to get some water. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to have a pit stop and get some water. It is what it is. It's thirsty talk, talking. When you have a top class channel like mine, like an incredible channel like I have, it gets tough, delivering this top quality content day in, day out, week in, week out, with the regularity that my amazing YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's enough crap talk, I think. So I was just saying, Taib and McManus thinks it's a good idea. Let me just put up his comment there about my 12-hour live stream. If I actually did it at some point, yeah, I could do like a transfer daily kind of thing, I could do it also to show Warren who is the number Warren and me, We're so close with our YouTube ability. I could show Warren who has the actual best Arsenal channel out there. I've been eager to prove that to Warren now for a long time, and he knows it. Because he thinks he has a better channel. I know I have a better channel. And if I saw Warren on the road, I would take him in a fight, no problem. It doesn't matter that he's 20 years older than me. I'd still get the best of him. You know what I mean? I would be victorious. Numero uno, baby. Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's great to have rivals in the world of YouTube. My channel hitting the heights, it's great to see it. Thank you to everybody for tuning in here to my live stream. I got 5 people tuning in. Great to see you all enjoying the old school Gunners. My wife be calling me old school gossip because that's all I seem to do is gossip like a woman. But Paul Merson has come out, guys, and said that Gabriel Martinelli, his improvement in his form has been like a 50 million signing for the club. Merson has said Martinelli is a very special talent. I like him, but the question is, how long is he going to be fit for? He can maintain his fitness. Arsenal have got a new signing, a 50 million player. On top of that, there's Bukayo Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe. Martin Odegaard is starting to look like the decent player he was meant to be when he arrived at Arsenal. Thomas Partey is starting to play now. Arsenal are starting to look decent. But as I say, they are still a bag of rebels. You put your hand in and you're never sure what you're going to get. Yeah, a bit like Merson when he was on the old coke and having a couple of pints. Anyway, he's a great man to talk. At least they don't turn up for games drunk, Merson, I suppose. Anyway, they got beat at Old Trafford and Goodison Park. Manchester and Everton didn't play well in those 2 games. They weren't. They just beat Arsenal. The problem with Arsenal's consistency. That has been a problem for the last 10 years. They had put in some good performances. We've just seen that against Southampton, West Ham and Leeds. And they have a chance of finishing in the top 4 because they're not in Europe and play just once a week. Arsenal do deserve credit for being in the mix as long as they can carry on beating the teams beneath them. They have a chance. If they lose against any of the big 3, it won't make a difference because none of the other teams vying for 4th will beat the big 3. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Who's to say? You'll never know, huh? You'll never know. Merson sure as he doesn't know, even though he probably thinks he does. Johnson, I have utmost respect for Arteta. Johnson takes his league one side. Yeah, we beat them, of course. It's old hat. Saying he has respect for Arteta. He's the only one. Alright, let's get back into this. There was another Arsenal story here. Let me just find it, guys. Yeah, Arteta talking about COVID-19, I think. Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager, has says players need to be listened to over COVID-19 concerns. Oh man, when I hear that crap. Maybe they do, but I mean, the way they live their lives is completely different to the way we live our lives, in fairness. That seems to be something that Arteta is kind of overlooking. You know what I mean? Mikel Arteta, Arsenal manager, says players have to be listened to over COVID-19 concerns. The Premier League has elected to carry on playing despite record cases of COVID-19 among players and staff in the latest round of testing. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta believes players have to be listened to over concerns. Arsenal take on Norwich at Carrow Road next on Boxing Day. Mikel Arteta insisted players need to be listened to if they are concerned about playing on as COVID-19 cases continue to rise. Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson questioned whether player welfare is taken seriously after the Premier League announced its intention to continue with the scheduled matches over the Christmas period, even though there were 90 confirmed coronavirus cases among players and staff recorded last week, a record since the pandemic began. Arsenal boss Arteta, speaking ahead of the side's trip to Norwich on Boxing Day, revealed he would have preferred further postponements to fixtures and shared Henderson's concerns. We have to listen to them, the players, Arteta said. There are two protagonists in all of this. One are the players and the other the supporters. Without players, we can do nothing. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta refuses to be drawn on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's future at the club and whether he will be involved with the first team in the near future. I hope and pray that he won't be, because we don't need him. He's been crap all season, and for me, he's finished. Simple as that. For me, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is finished at Arsenal. Simple as. Straight as that, guys. You know what I mean? He's done. So we have to really listen to the players because they are the ones that have to be there on the pitch. And if the players are saying that, no concern for player welfare, then it's genuine because they have never done it like this. They always try to carry on and try to get this league at the highest standards. And when they start to say something like that, I think we have to really, really listen with open ears because we don't want to damage the product and the incredible league that we have. Interesting. We'll just have to see the way that works out. Interesting stuff. But yeah, it is what it is out there, guys. Let me just crack on with that there. Just want to thank everybody anyway, once again, guys, for tuning into my channel. Also, Gunner, thank you for all your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. I appreciate it. Let me just drum up a bit of support there on social media for us. Content down those throats. But yeah, guys, sorry about that. I was just trying to drum up a little bit of support on my channel. I'm thinking of doing that. And just put this comment up here from Daniel. I'm thinking of doing that, Daniel. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking of actually doing a live stream, a 12-hour live stream on my channel. Absolutely smashing it out of the ballpark. So let me know what you think about that. Maybe like a transfer deadline day live stream, a match watch along live stream, just in the mix in general, just to boost my watch hours and get a lot of people tuning into my channel. Maybe start at midday or 10 and go 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., something like that. Just keep it going all day long. That would be fun, yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. Let me know what you think about that, if you think it's a good idea or not. I think it's a good enough idea myself, but we'll have to see what happens, We'll have to see what happens. It's what other people think. I think a lot of people would actually tune in and would actually be interested in it. Let's see what goes on. Let's see what goes on with that, hopefully. Like I said, that would work out. I think it would. I think it would be fun. I think a lot of people would like it. Just have to see the way that works out. But thank you to everybody for tuning in. Like I said, thank you for all your continued support on my channel, all your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. Let me know what you think about Arsenal, and let me know what you think is going to happen with them this season. They're currently in 4th position in the league. They're in automatic qualification place, the last one to 4th place for the Champions League. Let me know what you think about Arsenal going to hold it. I think it's going to be very difficult. As U12, you can try it, but you need a lot of interesting material. But I'm not planning on it being interesting. It's just going to be a boring live stream, and different people come in and support it. Well, no, I could actually plan it, yeah. I could plan it, and I could have a lot of interesting material. But really, the main thing I need is actually people coming in, and then the main thing I need is people can actually supporting me. Technology, Arsenal has 3 great games in a row. Yeah, they do. They've been playing very well recently. 4 wins on the bounce. They won the last 3 league games. They won the Carabao Cup game yesterday. Now they're into the semi-final. And the other teams that are left in, I think, are Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspur. So it's not going to be easy in the semi-finals. But that's the way it is, guys. Like I said, I'm pushing for monetization on my channel. Excuse me. So if anybody can actually play my old school gunner playlist on a device you're not using, just plug it into charge and just let it play for me through the night. I'd appreciate it. Boost my watch hours. That would help me along. Also, my 12-hour live stream I'm planning. Just let that run and run and run and run. I'm sure it would go well for me. Yeah, in a row. Yeah. I was going to correct you, but I have respect for you. So, your English is definitely a hell of a lot better than my Spanish. And your Croatian is a hell of a lot better than my Croatian. So, yeah. Arsenal has great 4 games in a row. Yeah, they played very, very well recently. They've had a good run. Yeah, those 4 games in a row have really done something for us. We just have to see the way it works out. I mean, it's not going to be as easy as that. There are bigger challenges to come. On January the 1st, we're hosting Manchester City. It would be nice to get a point against them or do something against them in that match. I'm sure the team are raring to go. I'm sure they're going to be well up for it. But they are a different level of team. They are an incredible team. They're just tired. Yeah, me too, man. Tell me about it. But let's forget about those thoughts of being tired. Let's push my channel to where it needs to be, to the next level. So Daniel, that's your mission. Go online and play my channel for as long as is humanly possible until YouTube explodes or a laptop or a computer just catches fire or something. But yeah, it is what it is. We just have to see the way it works out with that. Let me just check another couple of stats there, guys. Like I said, we have a huge game coming up against Manchester City. That is not going to be an easy one. No doubt about it. That is going to be a very tricky game. A very tricky one. There we go. Yeah, like in the Premier League, like I said, guys, on Sunday, the 26th of December, we are away at Norwich City. Then on Tuesday, the 28th of December, we host Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Emirates. And then on January the 1st, Saturday, January the 1st, we host Manchester City at the Emirates. So that's going to be a massive, massive game. We'll have to see the way that one works out. Definitely not going to be an easy one there. After that, we have, wow. Yeah, after that, it looks like there's a 2-week break, and we're away at Tottenham Hotspur on the 16th of January. So we're at Shite Hart Lane. Then we are on the 21st of January, we are hosting, 22nd of January, we are hosting Burnley. Then on the 10th of February, we are away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Then on the 19th of February, we host Brentford at the Emirates. And then on the 26th of February is a huge game, Arsenal hosting Liverpool. So we have to host City, we have to host Liverpool. I think we have to host Chelsea. And then we have to host United also. We also have Leicester on the 12th of March. Then we're away to Villa on the 19th. On the 2nd of April, we're away against Palace. Of course, Arsenal legend, ex Arsenal player Patrick Vieira is coaching that team now. And on the 23rd of April, we're hosting Man United, so a lot of the bigger clubs have to come to us still. And we're away at West Ham on the 30th of April. Then on the 15th of May, we're away against Newcastle United. And our last game of the season is the 22nd of May. We're hosting Everton. So we'll have to see how that works out. It's going to be a difficult one, I feel. We'll have to see the way it works out. Alright, no worries. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. We'll have to see the way that works out. But there's a lot of interesting games coming up for Arsenal. A lot of tough challenges ahead. It's very hard to see the way that's going to go, to be honest. We'll have to check it out and see how the team gets on. I honestly think if we replaced Mikel Arteta as coach and we made a couple of different signings, I think we could actually go places. We could actually do things. I think the team will have a bright future, but we need to ship Mikel Arteta ASAP. I don't think he can be able to stay at the club. If we could bring in a new manager, if we could replace him, of course, strengthen the team, bring in a couple of players, it would definitely be interesting. I'm just trying to drum up a little bit of support there for my channel again. Let me just see what's going on. But it's going to be an interesting second half of the season for Arsenal. An interesting new year. We're currently in fourth position in the league. Question is, can we hold on to that position? A couple of Arsenal players have been named for nomination, and they've been nominated for the Premier League signing of the season. Aaron Ramsdale, of course, the goalkeeper signed from Sheffield United. Takehiro Tomiyasu, the right back that we signed from FC Bologna in Italy. These guys have actually been shortlisted for that. There's a lot of competition there. Conor Gallagher, an amazing player. Let's check some Premier League news there, guys. Manchester United have appointed Ewan Sharp to Ralph Rangnick's coaching team at Old Trafford. Interim Man United manager Ralph Rangnick first encountered Ewan Sharp at New York Red Bulls and joins from Lokomotiv Moscow. Man United are sixth in the Premier League table. Manchester United have announced the appointment of Scotsman Ewan Sharp as an assistant coach and analyst. Rangnick first encountered Sharp at New York Red Bulls, where he worked as a performance analyst, and the move bolsters United's backroom team following the departures of Michael Carrick and Kieran McKenna. Sharp's last post was at Lokomotiv Moscow alongside Rangnick and has previously worked with New York Red Bulls and Toronto FC, while also having a 2-year stint as Director of Performance Analysis at Northwestern University in the United States. The Toronto Sun once described how Sharp played an important role in opposition scouting, match planning, and match and post-match analysis. He also assisted the scouting department in identification and recruitment. Watford has made a new addition to United's backroom team. He means business, Rangnick. He's not playing around. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting time when he gets the team he wants and he gets everything set up. Sharp himself was a member of Chris Arma's coaching staff at MLS side Toronto FC for a 6-month spell earlier this year prior to the head coach's sacking in July after just 2 wins in 15 games. Rangnick appointed American Armas as his assistant earlier this month following the departure of Carrick after his 3-match spell in caretaker charge. Rangnick also confirmed Mike Phelan remained part of the coaching setup despite the appointment of Armas. United returned to action against Newcastle on December 25th live on Sky Sports after their last 2 games were postponed due to a COVID-19 outbreak at the club. First team training resumed at Carrington on Tuesday with a staggered return of the players after the matches with Brentford and Brighton and Hove Albion were forced to be postponed. Martial Keane on Sevilla move ahead of planned talks with Rangnick. Anthony Martial last played for Manchester United in Michael Clark's final game in caretaker charge against Arsenal on December 2nd. Steven Gerrard has said the COVID anxiety left Aston Villa player reluctant to get out of car. He had symptoms. He's got a young family, manager said. Gerrard admits it will be a nightmare if Villa go down to 14 players. Steven Gerrard said anxiety over COVID-19 is reaching such a level that one Aston Villa player was reluctant to get out of their car. That's no joke. See you later, Daniel, and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Have a good rest and take it easy. See you next time. Peace. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Alright, let's get back into this, guys. Okay, so let's see. Steven Gerrard says that anxiety over COVID-19 is reaching a level that one Aston Villa player was reluctant to get out of their car. That's insanity, man. Wow, there's so many people out there absolutely terrified of COVID. An outbreak at Villa forced their match against Burnley last Saturday to be postponed at short notice. And Gerrard says it will be a nightmare if the club have to tackle 2 matches in 3 days with only 14 players available. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but it is what it is. I mean, what can you do? You know what I mean? What can you actually do? It's a tough time all around, you know. It's a tough time all around, whichever way you want to look at it. But yeah, let's just see the way things work out like that. Not much you can say about that, really, is there? And it's a tough time either way. Let's just see the way that works out. Alright, let me crack on again into this. We had a situation at the weekend where one of the players was reluctant to get out of his car. He had some symptoms and he's got a young family. And you can totally understand his view in the situation. Gerrard said, this is a guy who's got a young family. It is Christmas time and that's the situation everyone is in. No one wants to get this virus. Everybody wants to protect their own families. This is our job and your priority is always going to be your family. Of course it is. Thankfully, he was tested after and he didn't have a situation, but that player would not have been available for me on the day. These are the little situations that people don't see. We've got a major responsibility to listen to the players and deal with every situation as it comes our way. Top flight managers will meet with Premier League executives on Thursday to air their concerns over the ongoing COVID wave and to discuss possible changes in procedure to protect players and squads. No agenda has been agreed on Wednesday for the meeting, but both sides are expected to lay out their positions before the Boxing Day fixtures. On Monday, club owners agreed to play on despite the latest Omicron wave of COVID, which has led to 10 Premier League games being called off, but new testing processes were agreed upon, and the possibility of new rules for unvaccinated players were discussed. Villa are due to host Chelsea on Boxing Day and travel to Leeds 2 days later. Gerrard asked how they would manage if they had only 14 players available, said, hopefully we won't be in that situation, but we're going to need a bit of luck. We're going to need some testing results to go our way. Hopefully we won't be in that situation, but if you are, that is a nightmare, simple as that. Gerrard was speaking on a day when Liverpool's captain Jordan Henderson said player welfare was not taken seriously in England, and Arsenal's manager Mikel Arteta said players' concerns needed to be listened to. Henderson is expected to outline his views at a meeting the Premier League is holding on Thursday, with captains or senior players from all 20 clubs. As we approach the end of the year, we have a small favour to ask. We'd like to thank you for putting your trust in our journalism this year and invite you to join the million-plus people in 180 countries who have recently taken a step to support us financially, keeping us open to all. And firstly, in 2021, the support sustained investigative work into ultra wealth, spyware, sexual harassment, labour abuse, environmental plunder, coronavirus contracts, and big tech. The new year, like all New Years, will hopefully herald a fresh sense of cautious optimism. There is certainly much for us to focus on in 2022. The volley of elections, myriad economic challenges, the next round in the struggle against the pandemic, and the World Cup. With no shareholders or billionaire owner, we can set our own agenda and provide trustworthy journalism that's free from commercial and political influence, offering a counterweight to the spread of misinformation. When it's never mattered more, we can investigate a challenge without fear or favour. Unlike many other media organisations, Guardian journalism is available for everyone to read, regardless of what they can afford to pay. We can do this because we believe in information equality. Greater numbers of people can help keep track of global events and understand their impact. That is what it is. Let's move on there. Jordan Henderson, guys, the Liverpool captain, has become concerned that player welfare is not being taken seriously. Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson says he's concerned that nobody really takes. That may be true, this, that, and the other, yeah, but I mean, you can't compare the situation of the players and everyone to the situation of the average man like me with a wife that's on the street. Like, I mean, just a normal, run-of-the-mill working class family that are trying to make ends meet in England right now. You know what I mean? It's tough times. It's not easy. And I mean, money doesn't grow on trees. These guys, they don't have to worry about that. Their welfare may not be taken seriously, but these players, they're not stuck for a bob or two. They have a completely different reality to us. You know what I mean? So he needs to maybe get off his high horse and wake up. But let me read what he's got to say now. That's my own opinion on it. Alright. I think people can, including Sunday's 2-2 draw at Tottenham, the Reds will play 5 games in 2 weeks despite COVID-19 cases and injuries. Premier League clubs chose to fulfill festive fixtures at a meeting on Monday despite a rise in COVID-19 cases. I don't think people can appreciate how intense it is until you actually see it firsthand, said Henderson. Speaking to BBC Sport, he added, "Football to us is everything, and we want to be able to perform at the highest level every time we set foot on the pitch. And unfortunately, in this period, it is difficult to do that. That has been like this for a few years now, and it has been difficult. But then, on top of that, you chuck in COVID, and it becomes even harder and even worse. I am concerned that nobody really takes player welfare seriously. I think the skins get made. Of course, we want to play as footballers. We want to get out and play. But I'm worried about player welfare, and I don't think anybody does take that seriously enough, especially in this period when COVID is here. We will try to have conversations in the background and try to have some sort of influence going forward. But at the minute, I don't feel the players get the respect they deserve in terms of having somebody being able to speak for them independently and having the power to say, actually, this isn't right for player welfare. Players' concerns over their welfare should be heard, PFA chief. Liverpool were missing a number of key players against Tottenham with Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho and Thiago among those absent following positive COVID tests, while midfielder Henderson was out with a cold. Premier League players and club staff returned a record 90 positive COVID-19 tests last week, 6 out of last weekend's 10 fixtures postponed. We do speak about it as players because at the end of the day it affects us directly, said Henderson, who helped organise an initiative last year for Premier League players to generate funds for the NHS. I know people will say we do get paid a lot of money to go and play football. I get that and understand that, but football is everything to us. And especially those players that are playing international games and European games, you get a maximum of probably 2 or 3 weeks off a year. I'm not sure that is enough to physically recover and mentally recover from the previous season. But again, there is no communication with players in terms of what they think, which is a big problem, really. I'm not saying they have to make decisions on what players think because everybody will have a different opinion. I think they need to be part of the conversation because we are the ones that are going out and feeding it and playing it. Klopp urges those in power to intervene. Meanwhile, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has called for someone to act over teams having to play on the 26th and 28th of December at a time when there has been an increase in COVID cases. The Reds will be one of 12 top flight sides playing games on those dates. While Klopp has criticised the festive fixture schedule in the past, he believes the current situation is different. Even though I don't think it is right in normal times, it feels wrong to insist teams play fixtures within 2 days of each other in this present situation, said the German in his programme notes for the EFL quarter-final against Leicester City on Wednesday. Every squad will have been impacted by the current COVID crisis in some way, clearly some more than others, but we cannot put our hands over our eyes and pretend this is a normal situation. It isn't. It's extraordinary. And on that basis, I implore those with the power to make change to intervene. Please do so for the welfare of the players. It's nothing to do with competition or advantage. To think that in the present climate, you would need to be pretty craven. Look at the situation. Look at the physical strain on the athletes already. Let's work collaboratively to find a solution. It is not okay to ask teams to play twice in 2 days at the moment. It is absolutely not okay. Actually, it would be entirely wrong. Somebody has to act. On the back of Henderson's concerns, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta believes players need to be heard with open ears. I think we have to listen to them, said the Spaniard. There are two protagonists here. One is the players and the other the supporters. Without the players, we can do nothing, so we really have to listen to the players. It's easy for us to be there and demand, but they are the ones that have to perform. Same with the fans, because the industry wouldn't work without any of those. I think we have to listen much more to our players. We don't want to damage the product and the incredible league that we have. Interesting stuff, guys. Interesting times ahead. Just have to see the way that works out. But Villa boss Steven Gerrard's side host Chelsea on the 26th of December. He said he was unsure of what position we're going to be in come that game because the COVID picture and the situation here. Thursday the 22nd, Thursday the 23rd, Friday the 24th, Saturday the 25th. Let's keep going with another one. Let's see. Christmas comes early for many clubs, with course the players now able to play in the full festive fixture in September 7. Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Leicester City and Watford, who have all had players ruled out by COVID, are expected to be among the biggest winners. The ultra-infectious Omicron variant has wreaked havoc in football the last 2 weeks, driving on infection rates across the country. Health chief Saturday announced those with a positive COVID test can be released after 7 days rather than 10. This means that any player who contracted the virus on December 17th will complete the quarantine on Christmas Eve. You can only train Christmas Day because of the traditional Boxing Day fixtures. Nice. The ultra-infectious Omicron variant has wreaked havoc in football in the last 2 weeks, triggering a wave of rejection across the country in football. In the Premier League, 10 games have been postponed in the last 10 days, as 16 out of 20 squads are known to have been hit with at least one case. Many have suffered extensive outbreaks among players and staff. In the week ending Sunday, December the 19th, 90 top-flight players tested positive for the virus, with almost all of them expecting to miss matches during the Christmas period. However, following the government's policy change, most will now be available for at least some of the 3 games played during Christmas week, if not all. COVID is also having a huge impact on the EFL, which has also introduced daily testing alongside other measures. The new guidance will apply in the Football League too. The Gunners could welcome the return of 2 of their COVID absentees, Albert Zambi-Lokonga and Pablo Mari, in time for our Christmas fixtures under the new 7-day isolation rules. Callum Chambers, who tested positive ahead of Arsenal's 5-1 demolition of Sunderland in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday, will still miss the Boxing Day game at Norwich. Manager Mikel Arteta revealed previously that quite a few staff members and a few players had tested positive for COVID, and as a result, the London Colony training ground was closed on December 16th. Government rules now state that isolation should last for 7 full days following a positive test, so the potential return date of the players will depend on when the positive tests were conducted. Even if Lokonga and Mari took the tests on December the 15th, their isolation would end on December 22nd, subject to negative lateral flow tests and having no symptoms, allowing them to rejoin the squad ahead of the Boxing Day fixture. It is not clear when Chambers tested positive, but it is likely to have been Sunday or Monday, since Arteta did not mention him when he revealed the other COVID cases. After the 4-1 victory at Leeds on Saturday, this means under new rules the earliest he can complete his isolation is Boxing Day. Arsenal go to Cargo to play Norwich City on December 26th for hosting Wolves on January 28th. No joke, guys, this COVID situation at the moment. I think it's been hyped up. I think there's been too much made of it. But yeah, it's no joke right now. No doubt about it. Liverpool are considering a move for a Porto star. Looks an interesting player, to be honest. Have to see the way that works out, but they're looking for a move for this Porto player. Yeah, we'll have to see the way that works out, guys, you know. It is what it is, really. But let's see how it works out at the end of the day. Let's see what's going on. Liverpool are considering a move for in-form Porto winger Luis Diaz. The Colombian Cristiano Ronaldo seen as potential cover for Jurgen Klopp when Mo Salah and Sadio Mane jet off to the African Cup of Nations. Liverpool are set to be without star players Mo Salah and Sadio Mane in January. The pair, along with Naby Keita, will be at the African Cup of Nations tournament. Jurgen Klopp could look to strengthen Liverpool's attack to help them cope. Luis Diaz of Porto has had a great season and has been linked with a move. Liverpool have reportedly identified Porto winger Luis Diaz as a potential target to solve their African Cup of Nations crisis in January. The Reds are thought to be in the market for attacking reinforcements next month to help them deal with the losses of Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. Despite the rise in COVID-19 cases across the globe due to the Omicron variant, the tournament is still set to begin on January 9th in Cameroon before it draws to a close on February the 6th. As reported by 442, Liverpool could go for the man that has been dubbed in Portugal as the Colombian Cristiano Ronaldo. And the 24-year-old, who joined Porto in 2019, has been in explosive form so far this season. He has scored 14 goals in all competitions, including 12 and 15 Portuguese Premier League games. Liverpool are not the only team interested in the Colombian star, with Manchester United and Bayern Munich among other top clubs keeping tabs on his progress. Reds manager Jurgen Klopp has a history of splashing out in the January transfer window, with Virgil van Dijk arriving from Southampton for $75 million in 2018. Jurgen Klopp has insisted he's confident the Reds will find solutions without Salah or Mane. Ongoing contract talks with Salah are believed to make new signings more likely. In a bid to please their star player, the Egyptian has reportedly asked for assurance that the squad will be reinforced should he extend his time on Merseyside. While Liverpool could do with signing an up-and-coming talent such as Diaz, his form this season with Porto will still likely increase his transfer value. Ahead of Liverpool's victory over Newcastle, Klopp said he is confident the Reds will find solutions without Mane or Salah, and that he is happy with the squad he has. Arteta on Martinelli, Tomiyasu, racism, and COVID. Arteta speaking about everything these days. He gets a couple of wins under his belt as manager, and he's an expert on everything. Anyway, let's get into the crap he was talking about. There were plenty of talking points after our comfortable away win at El Noon on Saturday. Gabriel Martinelli continued his rich vein of form with 2 more goals, and the manager Mikel Arteta once again praised the contribution of the Brazilian forward. Yeah, it is what it is. Huh? It is what it is. Okay, let's just move on up here. See what's going on. Okay. There were plenty of talking points after our comfortable win at on Saturday. In his post-match press conference, Arteta also answered questions and allegations of racism during the match, updated us on the injury to Takehiro Tomiyasu, and revealed which 2 players are out with COVID. He was speaking about the importance of timing and patience with Martinelli. When we see the player every day and we know where the player has to be able to appear in the right frame and then sustain that level into the season. We've started to use Gabby more and more when we thought that was the case. There's no point exposing a player even when there's a lot of opinions that it has to be done because it won't be beneficial for the player. And in the end, we are here to protect the player and develop the players that we have in the best possible way. We judge every day with what we see, and I'm really happy with him and the way he's performing. And Martinelli's development in terms of his positioning on either wing, he's come a long, long way because his energy, his passion, his commitment, it doesn't get much better than that ever. But there are other aspects in the game that he's had to develop and maintain, the ones he's exceptional at, like today, because when he has chances, he puts them away. Again, he's in the right direction. On allegations of racism towards our players, unfortunately, I can confirm that it was reported to the stadium manager. Now the authorities will deal with that. And whether one of our substitutes heard the racism from the crowd. Yes, it was a player sitting on the bench. One of the players heard those comments on the alleged incident. I don't know exactly who it was directed at. That is why they will have to be interviewed and they will deal with the authorities in that case. And Tomiyasu going off injured. No, it was more of a muscular injury. He got a big load on him because he's played every single minute since he's joined us, and even this week he's been struggling a little bit. We decided to take him off. He wasn't 100% confident to continue in the game, and hopefully he's not injured. Interesting. And why London Colony had to be deep cleaned earlier this week, pure precaution. With some cases in the staff, and we wanted to prevent any issues. Everybody that we've seen around us had a few cases, and the cases have risen. So we wanted to protect our people, and Gary, the club doctor, and the medical staff made the right call to close it for a day. Make sure that all the tests from everybody were negative, and make sure that when we're back, everybody is safe. And some people are having COVID. And whether there's anybody else, we have another player as well. Pablo has COVID, so unfortunately they will be out. And unvaccinated players, I already mentioned I'll be suggesting that players get vaccinated, but it's a really personal thing to do. I don't think that you can push any further than that. We have to educate them and try to give them the right information, try to understand the different cultures that we all are involved in football, and that after that, we've done really well so far. Hopefully, we continue like that. Mm. COVID chaos leads club to demand action to tackle anti-vax players. Liverpool's manager said he would not sign anyone who was unjabbed, and those players are a constant threat for all of us. Jurgen Klopp decided signing unvaccinated players will be incredibly difficult to do because of the protocols required. It is the time of the year when conversations tend to revolve around one topic, and for football managers that is the January transfer window. Liverpool's recruitment strategy has been much admired in recent years, but this time the question for Jurgen Klopp was not about unearthing another Mohamed Salah, but simply whether he would be reluctant to bring in an unvaccinated player. As coronavirus has wreaked havoc with the fixture list, the Liverpool manager outlined a future whereby a vaccine with a Fusenik could be more trouble than he is worth. As a threat to his teammates, creating a two-tier system which when he has to be separated from the rest of the squad, and a logistical nightmare as the need to quarantine could rule him out from many a game. We are close to signing a player, but I thought about it, and yes, it will be influential, definitely, Klopp said. His friend Steven Gerrard, the Aston Villa manager, has voiced similar sentiments. If Klopp has a jabs for jobs policy, vaccines could save the future of his side. Liverpool are rarities with vaccine take up at 100%, and where boosters are encouraged as soon as everyone is eligible. It is an oversimplification to say it gives them complete protection from call-offs, since Virgil van Dijk, Curtis Jones and Fabinho missed Thursday's win over Newcastle after recording positive lateral flow tests. Whereas anti-vaxxers elsewhere are apparently being held partly responsible for postponements, Liverpool are due to face Tottenham on Sunday. It is why Klopp wants potential teammates for Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, Salah to trust in Pfizer, Moderna and AstraZeneca. If a player is not vaccinated and all, he is a constant threat for all of us, Klopp said. He doesn't want to be a threat. It is not that he thinks I don't care about the others, but he is a threat, and we have to find different scenarios. He has to change in a different dressing room. He has to eat in a different dining room. He has to sit in a different bus. He has to drive in a different car. From an organisational point of view, it gets really messy. As annual Champions League participants with a cast of players who represent their countries, Liverpool need to be more aware than most of quarantine regulations for the unvaccinated, as well as the contracts of those who test positive. That is what it is, huh? If you really want to follow the protocols, it is incredibly difficult to do, Klopp said. If one player gets COVID and he, the unvaccinated player, was around him in the last 4 days, he will be in isolation. If we have to travel to a country to play international football and we come back, he has to self-isolate. Of course, it's going to be influential. We have to do all these kind of things, like building extra buildings for unvaccinated players, and it will not happen. 20 Premier League managers will meet virtually on Monday to discuss the game's latest COVID crisis after a weekend when 6 top-flight games were called off. A circuit break may not solve anything if Omicron is still a menace in a few weeks. Klopp worries that removing matches now could result in a backlog later in the season. His answer lies in part in honesty. He has been consistent in calling for greater transparency. Whereas other clubs have a fog of secrecy around players and cases, Liverpool were quick to confirm the identities of their trio on Thursday. The paradox is that many of his managerial peers, whose job is to tell the players what to do, have refused to instruct their charges about an issue of overriding importance. Klopp is a decision-maker who has not ducked the decision. A vocal advocate of vaccination, he has brought morale as well as footballing leadership. I trust experts, he wrote in his programme notes on Thursday. I follow the advice of smart, educated people who know their field because they have dedicated their lives to it and have studied. Just going to talk a little bit about the Premier League title race, how Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea stand after the latest games. How do Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea fare in the tightest title race in years after the recent round of Premier League games? City made it 8 wins in a row with a convincing victory at Newcastle, while Liverpool and Chelsea were held to draws, meaning the top contenders now sit within 6 points of each other. Pep Guardiola's side were 4 winners over Newcastle. Liverpool played out a 2-2 thriller at Tottenham, while Chelsea suffered a second successive draw in a goalless stalemate at Wolves. Chelsea weren't at it on Sunday, and what was surprising was their lack of efforts on goal, just 2 shots, and they've been averaging 11 per game this season. I think one of the problems is a bit of a lack of consistency in their starting 11. That's obviously been down to injury and COVID, but also because of the options they have. The thing is with options is that on the one hand it keeps people on their toes. It's squad depth for when they're in European competition, but they made 60 starting 11 changes this season. It's the most by some distance in the Premier League. It's 11 more than fantasy football Pep Guardiola, 19 more than Liverpool. I think they're firmly the third best. I think they're firmly the third best team in the Premier League. That's pretty much evident in all of their attacking and defensive stats. I don't see them being drawn into a top 4 battle, to be honest, but Tuchel may need to find some personal consistency when all of this settles down. Tuchel just hasn't been able to get that consistency of selection, has been denied having Lukaku fit for a large part, but we talk about City losing De Bruyne for a large chunk. Suddenly they can fit someone in like Bernardo Silva, who has been one of the best players in the Premier League this season. Tuchel is sounding frustrated. He's bemoaning a lack of luck. They've got to make their luck. That's his job as manager. I've covered Liverpool maybe a dozen times this season, and in every single game they've offered the opponent at least 4 or 5 decent chances. They don't concede many shots per se, but the quality of the chances they do concede are quite high. And I wonder if it will be their downfall in the title race. McMahon's sense is back in things. Who do I think will win the league? I think Manchester City will win the league. I'd love to say Arsenal, but I'm living in reality these days. I think Manchester City will win the league at a canter. I think it's going to be easy for them in the end. Not easy, but I think they've got the necessary players, know-how, skills. Obviously, I don't think Chelsea are going to win it. I rated Chelsea highly at the start of the season, and I still do, but I think they're lacking something. I think Thomas Tuchel's men are lacking something. Consistency really is what it is. Liverpool, they're going all right, but I just think City have that extra something that the other teams lack. I think if Liverpool played City in a one-on-one or in a Champions League final, I think they would beat them. But I think over the course of a season, I think City's consistency is at a higher level. They have a lot of quality players in that squad, City. A lot of quality players. Chelsea have fallen away at the end recently, the last couple of weeks. Liverpool dropped those 2 big points against Spurs. Klopp was raging that Harry Kane wasn't sent off, which I understand. But was it a sending off? I mean, obviously, as much as I dislike Spurs and Harry Kane, was it actually a sending off? The Liverpool player, of course, walked. I think that's what got Jurgen Klopp agitated. That the Liverpool player was sent off, Robertson, and that Kane himself, the Spurs player, stayed on the field. That was a massive 2 points drop for Liverpool against Spurs because now they're 3 points off the pace, 3 points behind City. It was a massive dropping of 2 points. It's not going to be easy for them either way, and we're going to have to see how that works out. It is what it is, but what do you think yourself? Who do you think is going to win the league, McMahon, since, I mean, I have to think with my head, not my heart. My heart says Arsenal, but obviously there's not a hope in hell of that happening. It's just fantasy. We don't have a chance, of course. It's a nothing team. our squad is not strong enough. I mean, at the end of the day, the team has been playing quite well recently, but the squad is not strong enough. It is what it is, you know. That's how I see things. But let me know what you think of it. Let me just sit up a bit here in case people think I'm going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep just yet, guys. But yeah, it is what it is, you know. We just have to see the way it works. But at the end of the day, if you can, McManus, sense play my old school Gunner playlist, I would appreciate it. And help me bang up a couple of watch hours. That would be. McManus says, I think it's Man City for the league. Liverpool have a fantastic squad, but to me, it's an aging squad, yeah. McManus thinks it's Man City for the league. Liverpool have a fantastic squad, too. It's an aging squad. Yeah, it's an aging squad, you know. I think anyway, without a doubt, like you, Man City are going to win. I can't see anything standing in their way. I rate their squad very, very highly, and regardless of my thoughts on Pep Guardiola outside of football, he is a fantastic, fantastic coach, and he's getting the very best out of that group of players. Something that Mikel Arteta could really aspire to, but of course he never will. But it is what it is, you know. I agree with you. I think it's Manchester City all the way. They will absolutely 110% win the league. I can't see any team coming close and matching them, to be honest. I just don't. I don't think it's possible. I wouldn't. I wouldn't bet against them. You know, I think they have a very, very, very good squad. I think they're going to do a lot. I think they're really going to go for it. So we'll have to see how that works out. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, we'll see the way that works out. I think I'm going to wrap up the live stream there. It's been 2 hours. I want to thank everybody for your continued support on my channel, all your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I appreciate it. I have a little time now, so I think I'm going to do this live stream every evening and see how it works out. See if I get a bit of support on it. Thank you to everybody for tuning in to my live stream. Thank you for all your likes, like I said, your subscribes and your comments. Subscribe to my channel also if you haven't already. Smash the like in my video. Comment in the comments below and let me know what you think. And yeah, that's the way it's going, guys. Man of sense, who do I think will be relegated? I think Newcastle are going to get relegated. I think Norwich will get relegated, and Spurs. I think Spurs are going to be relegated, hopefully. They would be my 3 teams for relegation. I've been winding up someone at work recently. There's a girl working in my job. She's a Spurs fan. She's a young girl now, like not 16, but I'd say she's like 21, 22. and she's in love with Son. And every time I go in, I don't know, it just happens naturally, you know. Obviously, English is my native language, along with Irish, of course. When I go into work, I walk in, and it just kind of flows. As soon as I see her, I just think of the first thing that comes into my head. And Arsenal had just won the day before against Leeds, so I said, geez, great win yesterday, huh? She's freaked, like, I mean, she doesn't know what way to handle me. She's just there with her mouth open, and she doesn't know what's going on. We just stroll in, casual as you like. She's almost dreading it when it comes, you know. She knows it's coming. I just say, she's great win yesterday. With such confidence and such aplomb. But that's I think we'll get relegated. I think Newcastle, Norwich, and Spurs. With any luck. So that's my belief on who's actually going to get relegated. Simple as that. Yeah, we just have to see the way it works out. It is what it is, you know. I mean, the way things are going with the club right now. Remember, we started off in the relegation zone at the beginning of the season after some shocking performances. But now the team is on a high. We're up at the fourth. I honestly don't think we can hold that position. I think we're going to finish in the top eight. As low as eighth, in my opinion. Maybe lower. But we're in the top four now. We're going strong. We have some very good players in the team. The defence is much more settled. Our Ramsdale is much more settled. He has been colossal at the back for Arsenal, an incredible goalkeeper. The back four is settled. Ramsdale is bang on form. Incredible signing for the club. I take my hat off to the man. He's a wonderful, wonderful player. But we just have to watch and see the way it goes, you know. And it's hard to say really which way it could turn out for us. Do I think we're going to finish fourth and in the Champions League qualification place? Of course not. Do I think we're going to get back into Europe? Of course not. And like you keep saying, McManus, man, you make the point every time. You'd actually fear if we did actually get back into Europe, because we would probably get dismantled. You know what I mean? Because we've gone way down since the last time we were playing in Europe. And if we went into the Europa League, we'd probably just get spanked. You know what I mean? And there's no point going there on a hiding to nothing. I agree with you. You know, the team has regressed. The team has gone backwards. We're playing well in the league, but in Europe is a different matter, and it's at a higher level. The players are better on a general level. So I think we would get found out. And a lot of them are like one-off games. We wouldn't have much experience in playing any of the teams. Whereas in the Premier League, we have experience at playing teams and we know who plays for who and what's what. You have a little advantage, but in Europe, it's like an unknown quantity. And when we're not at it, there's times when we're not at it. Like I saw the Southampton game a few weeks ago, myself and Stapes went to watch the game. And the first 15 minutes, we were under the cosh. And they had us on the back foot. And we were hanging on. We hung on by the skin of our teeth because they were playing some really, really dangerous football. Luckily, Ramsdale and the defence just about saw out the danger. We just held strong. They almost broke through a few times, but we just held on. Then we went from strength to strength to strength, and we won the game comfortably. But at the beginning, the first 10, 15 minutes, I was there. I saw it. We were ropey. They had us on the ropes. We were on the rack. It was a tough, tough, tough one. And like I agree with you, McManus sense, man. If we did play for Europe again, we're probably going to get all a lesson because the team has regressed. We've gone backwards a lot. We haven't had that European competition, that level. It would be difficult for the team, without a doubt. 100%. There's no doubt about that. It would be a very, very tricky fixture for us. And it would be very tricky if we got back into Europe. It's a tough one, you know, but it is what it is. I'd have to say it like that. In my opinion, it's like that. And we could get found out. we'll just have to see the way it goes. Like I said, it is what it is, We'll just have to see the way it goes. I'm treating this live stream now. I've been on for over 2 hours. It's like a warm up for my 12-hour stream. That should be interesting. I need to put into practice, I need to get things moving. McMahon sitting there. Teams he thinks are going to be relegated: Newcastle, Norwich, Burnley. We get destroyed if we qualify for Europe. Plus, we don't have enough depth in our squad. We need quality on the bench as well as the pitch. Yeah, exactly. We're definitely lacking that quality, that squad depth. I agree with everything you say. We would get found out without a doubt. The team would really be showing up for what they are. It would be quite a tricky day. No doubt about it. It would be a very, very tough time for the club. There's no doubt about that. I agree 110%. It would be a difficult one. We'd have to see the way it worked out. Which way would it go for us? Man, hard to say. But yeah, really for me, the big one is on January the 1st. Make what you will of our recent form. It's been good. I've been impressed. But the real yardstick, the real measure of how the team has progressed, if they have progressed, is going to be on January the 1st when we host Manchester City. That's the big one. As I'm on Manchester City, I just want to say commiserations to, what can I say, guys? He's been in my thoughts. A player that I've always respected, not an Arsenal player, but of course I'm talking about Sergio Aguero, Manchester City forward, the Argentinian forward. Gotta have something going for him, guys. When he marries the late great Diego Maradona's daughter, an incredible player, an incredible person. I'm sure Manchester City fans, he'll always have a place forever in their hearts. That year he won the league for them. Yeah, McManus, man, it's a real shame, I mean, like, I'm going back now to 2012. That goal he scored that won them the league. The last day of the season that denied Manchester United. Who'll ever forget the way he took the ball on and smashed it in? I mean, if the ball had bobbled, if he had shinned it, if he had had a bad touch, the defenders were all around him. I mean, he took it perfectly into his stride and cracked it past the keeper. I mean, it was a cool finish as you'll ever see. He was calmness personified when it mattered most. And I'm sure all the Manchester City fans will never forget him for that. Incredible guy under pressure. Big goals in big games. I mean, he wasn't just about, with all due respects to him, but he wasn't all about scoring 6 goals against Halifax Town or Luton. He scored big goals in big games, and he put in big performances for City when they needed him. You know what I mean? His link-up play with Balotelli for that goal, top-notch play. I mean, that's how you play guarded as a striker. That's how you take the ball on and crack it in. I mean, the coolest guy in the stadium, man. It was like 60,000 at the stadium. He was the calmest person in there. Perfect first touch and brilliant shot to get the ball out of his feet. I mean, and this was when it mattered most. This is when the chips were down. This was everything. You know what I mean? It's a real shame what happened to him, but at least he's still alive. I mean, he had a minor heart attack. If a heart attack could be considered a minor thing, but he lived to fight another day. He can still have some quality in life. He can still do things in life. You know what I mean? He has more opportunity than a lot of us, unfortunately, myself included, will ever have. He can have a real life. But yeah, that was a great goal, man. It was like, watch it later on again now, by the way. He took the ball into his stride, got it out from his feet, and cracked it across the goalkeeper. He gave the keeper absolutely no chance of keeping that out. He hit it with all the power he had. Everything he had was put into it. Full power, everything. It's like my dad always said, hit the ball as hard as you possibly can. Not sky it over the bar, but hit it with power. I mean, power, power, power. Take it past the keeper. And that's what he did. He hit it with everything he had. Full throttle, right into the bar. And this was when, like I said, when the ball broke and Balotelli fed him the ball, one bobble, one bad touch, he could have shinned it. Anything out of play, a tackle could have come in. That would have been it for City. He took it perfectly into his stride when all the pressure was on him and had the confidence to actually crack it past the goalkeeper. It wasn't an easy chance, but he made it look easy. He pounced on it with so much power, so much pace. He cracked it past the keeper then. It was a brilliant finish. I'm sure Diego Maradona back then would have approved, God rest his soul. But a brilliant player, really sad to see him in tears saying farewell to Barcelona. But he needs to look to the future now. There's a lot he can do in football. I mean, it's not over for him. He's still alive. You know what I mean? So the future's bright for Aguero. And the memories he has in football, he'll never forget them. They'll always be there. He'll never forget things like that. You know what I mean? More recently, he finally won the Copa America with Argentina. After how many attempts? Him and Messi. They won the Copa America in the summer. So he has a lot to be grateful for. And he has done a lot more in his life than a lot of people will ever have the opportunity. So it's good days for him. He shouldn't be negative about it. He should be positive. And that's how I see it. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I want to thank everybody for your continued support of my channel. Everybody for tuning into tonight's live stream. Thank you for all your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. Smash the like in this video for me, guys. Comment in the comment section below. Let me know who you think is going to win the league. Let me know how you think Arsenal are going to do against Manchester City on January the 1st at the Emirates when we host them. That'll be the real yardstick, guys, of how we progressed. Not 5-1 wins in respect to them over Sunderland in the EFL, in the Carabao Cup. Games against Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. That's going to tell you how far we've come. They're the big three. You know what I mean? Not games against Sunderland, like I said, with all due respect to them, in the Carabao Cup. It's those 3 games are the ones that are going to decide everything and are going to let us know where we stand, how far the team has progressed. When we play those 3 teams next, let's see what we can do against them. That's all that matters at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If we get stuffed, haven't progressed at all. We've regressed, we're going backwards. Like when Liverpool tore us apart. You know what I mean? But in fairness, that Liverpool team is a special team. And they would tear a lot of teams apart. Ramsdale was the only guy that turned up and manned up. The rest of them, pathetic. Alright. Thank you to the McManusons for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you to Daniel G for tuning in. My brother-in-law, I appreciate it. Thank you to Taib, man, for dropping by. And that's it. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Come on, you Gunners. See you soon, McManusons, man. Take it easy. All the best. Going away now to watch a bit of Sergio Aguero. Relive those great days. Peace.